amiga, what is up and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jennyfer Ross back at it again with yet another video. And today's video, as you have probably seen by the title, is going to be yet another story time. But today's video is going to be a little more positive. Most story times that I told on my channel are a little more dramatic or maybe even scary. But today we're going to keep it like very breezy and nice because I'm going to tell you about the time that I met my boyfriend Benni. Of course, I will be me and the clumsiness will be involved, so you know, you will hear it all in the story. But yes, if this is the first time you are seeing my face, and hey girl, welcome to my channel. I would love to have you subscribe, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and also give this video a thumbs up for more videos like this, and it will also help a lot of people to see this video. So make sure you thumbs up this video, and yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this story. Okay, where do we even start with the story? I'm gonna quickly give you a background on my love life because I think that is relevant to this story. Previous to meeting Benni, I was very unlucky when it came to love. I basically was cheated on in every single relationship that I had going on. Yeah, that's just the thesis. Like, everybody and their mama cheated on me, okay? Because I think as a mother, if you cover up for your son, I just think that is not okay. You should tell your son to not cheat on girls or to not bring multiple girls around. But you know what? That's not the story for today. We're talking about me meeting Benni, okay? But I just wanted to point out that I was very insecure because I was cheated on the whole time, and I had like a lot of trust issues when it came to guys because of this, okay? But anyways, I decided to pray to God because I've been through so much with my love life. You know, every time it ended up with me having a broken heart. So I turned to God, I prayed to Him, and I asked Him, I wanted it to be obvious what I wanted, and also when He sent me the guy that was for me. This may sound really silly, but I gave Him a description of how I wanted the guy to look like. So I asked God for a tall, dark, handsome, and smart guy. And what better place to find this guy than in a library, right? No, I'm just kidding. So there was this friend of mine, her name is Ashanti, and she was going to the library because her finals were coming up and I was writing my thesis at the time. So she told me that she was going to the library and she asked me to join her. Now, I must say that I love going to the library because I used to always go to the library at my university, but I've never went to the public library, the city library. And that's where she was always going, so I decided to give it a try and join her on that day. So we had our coffee and then we went up to the library. We looked for a spot. When we got there, it was pretty quiet. There weren't like a lot of people, but then 2 hours into us studying there, it became a little more crowded and everybody is having their finals or thesis to do. So it was just a very hectic time in the library. But my friend Ashanti, she told me that there was this friend of hers that would join us later in the day. So I didn't know which friend it was, and you know what? It could have been anybody at this point. But what I also must say, or what I forgot to say, is that I saw Benni before because Ashanti had like this friendship group that I was not like really part of, but at the same time I didn't have any problems with them, but I just wasn't like an active member of that friendship group, and Benni was part of that friendship group. So I saw him multiple times appearing in pictures, and I must say that Ashanti and my friendship, we were close, but we met through another friend, and also like I was not that close to her to like ask her to hook me up with Benni. So that's beside the point. I was always trying to like look into Benni, but I did not like really find any information on him because his Facebook was really, really private, and also his Instagram was also private. So there was not a lot that I could know about this guy. The only thing that I knew was his Instagram name and his Facebook name, but that was basically it. So back to the day in the library. So we were sitting there, we were 2 hours into studying there, and the friend walks in. And who do you think that friend is? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, you guessed it right. It was Benni. Oh my god, I lost my shit. I was like, oh my god. I'd never told Ashanti before that I liked Benni, so I felt so awkward. And when I get awkward, I just start saying the most stupid things. I start to stumble on my words. I don't know, I'm not able to pronounce words well. Just my brain just freezes and it stops to function. So I was like, oh no. I was not ready for this, you know? And you need to understand, like, I had a serious crush on this guy, okay? A serious crush. So when he approached us, he was like, oh, but there's no place where I can sit. And I just, out of the blue, said, no, it's fine. I'm leaving. You can have my spot. And he went like, oh, okay. So I started packing up all my stuff, and Ashanti was just sitting there like, girl, what? She was basically actually unbothered because she was just minding her business because she had a lot to do. So she was basically minding her business, and then she just looked up and she was like, girl, what is going on? And I told her, like, that is my crush, girl. And she was like, oh, okay. So I said to her, like, tell him that I like him. Tell him that I like him and give him my number. And she said, oh, okay, I will do that. So I left the library. Benni did not return before I left, so I didn't see him before I left. And I went home. I went to take the subway, and I was just basically lurking on my phone because I felt so confident that he would send me a text. So I was looking at my phone the whole time. I was really, really distracted. And to go towards the metro platform where you need to wait for the metro, there is this staircase, you know, that you need to take down. So I was still on my phone messing with that damn phone, and then I thought I was already downstairs. I thought I made it to the platform, but I didn't. And I missed 3 steps, maybe even 4, and I fly down and landed on my stomach on the platform. My phone, it just literally slided all over the platform. Oh, it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Oh my god, I was so ashamed. And then everybody around me like started like, oh my god, lady, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. But meanwhile, I felt my knees were burning like crazy. But I looked down, my jeans looked okay. So I was like, okay, I don't know what is going on. So I left it for what it was. Then this man that got my phone, because it slided all over the platform, he brought me my phone, and then the metro came. I stepped into the metro, and I was still in a lot of pain, but everybody was looking at me, so I didn't want to make it too noticeable. So I get out of the metro at my station. I walk home in pain, but you know what? At the same time, the adrenaline was going through my body because finally something is happening with this guy. You know, I had my eyes on him for such a long time and nothing happened before. So finally I made the first step, I thought. So I go home. I was really still like looking on my phone, and it became dark outside and I got no text message. So I was a little disappointed, and I'm gonna be honest with you, even though all my relationships previous to meeting Benni, if I ever liked someone, it never happened to me before that the person didn't like me back. So it caused me to, this is really gonna sound bad or something, I don't mean it like that, but I felt maybe a little stuck up, or like I got way ahead of myself, because of course it's possible that somebody doesn't like you back, because, well, you know, I'm not special like that. He cannot like me or something, you know? So I did not receive a text message. I didn't hear from him, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe he didn't like me, or I don't know, maybe he thought I was weird. I really didn't know what to think. So 1 month later, my sister and I, we were supposed to go on a vacation. We were going to Curacao because it was summer break, and Ashanti and we made plans to go to Antwerp to go shopping because I was living in Rotterdam back then. So we made plans, and a friend of hers, which I'm also very, very cool with, she decided to join us. Her name is Veronica, but we're gonna call her Vero. So the three of us, we went to Antwerp, and as we were in the train, I still couldn't believe that nothing came out of me asking Ashanti to tell Benni to contact me, you know, which is really childish, by the way, because I believe if you like somebody, maybe it's not like the traditional way, but you can totally tell him that you like him, you know? But okay, I didn't. I was really childish. I was nervous. I didn't do that. So that was that. And me and Ashanti's relationship, we were not that close in the sense for me to stalk her and ask her about this guy, you know? So I just left it for what it was. So when we were in the train, I decided to try my luck again, and I asked Ashanti, so did you tell the guy that I like him? And she was like, yes, I did tell him. And I was like, okay, and what did he say? And she said he said, well, yeah, okay. And I was like, that was a slap in the face, because I was like, okay, this is 100% that he doesn't like me. And then Vero asked like, okay, what are we talking about here? And I told her like I have the biggest crush on Benni, and I told Ashanti in the library to tell him that I like him and to call me or whatever, and he never replied or something. And I said like, but maybe it's okay because maybe I'm just not his type. I asked them, did you guys ever see him with a girl? Like, do you guys know what his type is? And they basically said that he is very mysterious. They never saw him with a girl, and they have no idea what his type is. So Vero then promised me like, you know what, the first time when I see him, you know, I am gonna talk to him about this. So don't worry, I'll get back to you. And I was like, okay, you know what, fine. I didn't want to get my hopes up because I figured like if Ashanti already told him that I like him and he didn't do anything, I don't think Vero talking to him is gonna make any difference. So I just left it for what it was. We had a beautiful day in Antwerp. We shopped till we dropped, and then I went on my trip with my sister, which was about a whole month. So this is 2 months further in time. And then the day that my sister and I came back from our trip, we were laying in bed, like basically just chilling, watching Pretty Little Liars, and just playing on our phones, you know? So I was just looking on my phone, and I saw that this particular profile liked my picture. So I was like, oh, no. This is Benni. So I clicked back on his profile, and I see that finally the Instagram profile is now public. So I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? So I start liking all his pictures. And then I was like, oh my god, but I need to talk to him. So as I'm liking all his pictures, he liked a few back from me. But back then, Instagram did not have like the Insta direct message option, you know, built into Instagram. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? And he had like, I think 16 pictures on his page. So I didn't want to like go on an old picture and start talking, because that would have been weird. What if somebody sees that, you know? I don't know. I was just being just anxious over the whole situation. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna download all the Instagram messaging apps. So all the apps that were related to Instagram. So I downloaded Insta Direct Message and Insta Message and Kik, I believe. Like all those apps, I downloaded them. And the first one I tried, which was Insta Message, I said, hey, to his profile. And he replied he replied, oh my god, he replied, and he said, hey. And I was like, okay, you know what, enough with the games, I'm just gonna do it now because it's taking way too long with this guy. I want to know right now, right here, whether this guy likes me or not. So I go like, can I tell you something? And he's like, yeah, sure. I said like, I have the biggest crush on you for a very long time. And he goes like, oh yeah, that's what I heard. I'm like, oh my god, Vero probably talked to him. And I said like, oh, tell me. And he's like, yeah, well, I was put on blast for it in front of all my friends. And I was like, what? So apparently they were at a summer festival with Vero, Ashanti, and also like a few of their male friends. And Vero started to like make fun about him and say like, yeah, well, Benni has this very cute girl that likes him, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't even make a move. He's a pussy for that, la la la. And then his male friends start to ask like, yo, what is going on? Like, show us a picture. Who are we dealing with? And Vero like pulls up my Instagram and shows them, and they're like, oh, like basically rating me, I guess. And they thought I was a nice match for Benni. So they made this, they started making fun of him and stuff. And then it became like obvious that I liked him, because the day that I asked Ashanti to tell him that I liked him, Ashanti probably, or what Benni said, is that she just said like, yeah, my friend liked you. And he was like, oh, okay. So he didn't really understand that I liked him, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Then he decided to make a move by starting to like my pictures, I guess. And there, like, the ball started rolling, but he told me that he liked me back, he thought I was cute or whatever. And we basically talked the whole night. We were talking till 4 o'clock, and then I decided to ask him whether he wanted to have some drinks with me the next day. And he told me that it was fine. We arranged an appointment around 8 or 9, I think. But 8, it was 8. We arranged an appointment around 8. And then he also told me, but I have an appointment around 10 that I have somewhere that I need to be. So I was a little bummed about that because I wanted to spend more time with him than just 2 hours. But I went to the appointment with him, we had our drinks. It was an instant match. Like, they always say that you shouldn't like bring up marriage or kids and things like that. And I did, to be honest. I did, because I just wanted to know this time for sure whether this is the guy for me. I also told him like, you know what, it's not like you need to marry me right away, but I just want to know how you think about those things. And it was totally fine. So do with that information whatever you want, but I just think it's totally fine. It doesn't scare anyone. If they are really interested in you, that is fine, you know? So we spoke about everything, our future plans, like, you know, just a common first date. And then it was 10 o'clock, so I was really bummed that he had to leave, but he was just basically like stalling. So I was like, shouldn't you leave? And he was like, no, the appointment is cancelled. And I was like, that is strange. But then later he admitted to me that he just said that in case I was a psycho, okay? He just said that in case I was a psycho, then he just had to like sit it out for 2 hours and then he could easily leave because he had an appointment. So I was just shocked that he did that, but at the same time I thought it was very clever. So if you are going out on dates, and you know, you can always use this tip, you know, say that you need to be somewhere, and if it's fun, you can say that the appointment got cancelled. If it's not, then you can just leave in 2 hours. But anyways, Benni will be Benni, and he still is very clever with these type of things. So I was laughing my ass off about this. I really thought it was funny. We ended the night with a kiss. Yes, we kissed on the first night, or on the first date. It was totally fine. And ever since that day, we never left each other's side. So that is basically the tea on how Benni and I met. I am so happy that I've met this guy, and I thank God every single day that he has sent me this man, because I have never been so happy. He loves me in every size with whatever the skill has to say, and that's very important to me because I am very insecure about those things. But he loves me no matter what, and I think that is a beautiful thing. And I love him with my whole heart as well, you know? So I just want to say, like, if you are single and you went through a lot of shit, then don't lose hope. Pray to God, ask him exactly what you want, okay? If it's a tall, dark, and handsome guy, then ask him for exactly that. And trust me, when you see the man that God has sent for you, you will know that that's him. And approach him. Just approach him yourself. Don't, even though I sent my friends to do the work for me, like, play your own matchmaker. Go to him and tell him, like, yo, the only thing missing here is your number in my phone. I don't know. Don't listen to me, but you know what I'm saying. Like, just approach him, talk to him, and do your thing, girl. Like, don't be like me and be waiting for 2 months when y'all could have been together a long time ago, you know? So yeah, I hope you liked this story time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It will also help this video to reach a lot of people, so thumbs ups are important. And also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Benny and I, we want to do like a boyfriend tag, so if you have any questions for Benny and I, then make sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. Mwah. Bye, amiga!